discussion about regarding managerial accounting. No? So, with regards, I would like to call someone for, let's discuss for first our assignment, no? Yung given assignment last time, and then I would like to hear some answers from your research, and then I know you do it on a research, and I don't want I also want to know what is your understanding regarding those research, no? So I will be si Uso na nabanggit naman. Okay, sige. Then I will be calling somebody or anyone who can volunteer. What is our number one? Anyone? So if there's nothing to volunteer, no one to volunteer, so I will be calling someone na. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Miss Rachel Ann Barion. Okay.
Sir, audible po?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Sir, ang first question po ay, what is managerial accounting? So,
Yeah.
according po sa research ko, it is the process of analyzing financial data and generating relevant information to support internal decision within organization.
Mm-hmm. So, what is your understanding regarding those statements?
Sir, ang understanding ko po ay, ang managerial accounting po ay nagfo-focus po sila sa internal decision na susuporta po sa managers sa isang organizations po.
Okay. So, anyone, any answers for question number 1? So, I will be calling somebody for some of the students for question number 1, and then some of the students for question number 2 and also 3. Okay. So, Miss Veronica Delara, what is your answer for question number 1?
Sir, managerial accounting provides information to managers so that they can effectively and efficiently manage an organization. So, ginagamit po ito ng mga nasa internal groups sa mga kumpanya such as managers to provide feedback for planning and decision-making. Nagpo-provide po ito ng timely and relevant financial information na nakakatulong nga po na maging effective yung decision-making within the organization. Tinatarget po talaga nito is yung mga nasa internal groups po.
Okay, thank you. So, let's move with question number 2. Any volunteer for question number 2? Can you differentiate the FA and also MA? So, Miss Pia Paron, can I have your answer?
So, ang ilan po sa mga difference ng financial accounting and managerial accounting ay sa FA po, yung mga reports ay piniprepare para sa mga external users and ginagamit po nila yon para sa financial decisions. Tapos sa managerial accounting naman po ay yung mga reports ay piniprepare para sa mga internal users or managers. And then, ang financial accounting po ay naka-focus sa mga past transactions. Tapos, ang managerial accounting naman po ay may strong emphasis sa future. Tapos, pagdating naman po ang financial accounting po, naka-focus siya sa precision. Tapos, ang managerial accounting po ay sa timeliness. Sa managerial accounting po, mas okay na mag-provide agad sila ng good estimates as soon as possible kaysa mag-wait pa sa precise data at some later time.
Okay, thank you. So, very good answer also. So, another answer for question number 2. Do we have some volunteer? Anyone from the rest of the class? So let's make it 2 students per number, no? So we will have also 2 students for question number 3. So Miss Veronica, you are also raising your hand, no? Maybe I can decline this one. So let's give opportunity to others, no? So I already accept the previous answer by Miss Veronica. No? So anyone from the class? Or maybe I can call somebody, no? So maybe I can, yeah, okay, sir. Mr. Reniel Pagunan for
Sir, ang
question number 2.
financial accounting po ay naka-focus po sa whole organization or sa whole company.
Okay,
Tapos ang managerial accounting po ay naka-focus per department po.
correct. Yeah, agree. Okay. Next, question number 3. Why managers need accounting? Based on your research and understanding, anyone? Miss Angeline. Okay.
Ayan po. Without relevant and reliable accounting information po, managers will be unable to perform effective financial planning. Tapos, managers po need accounting kasi need up-to-date accounting information para po ma-monitor and to control the financial health of a business or a company. Then, for an effective oversight of financial matters po, management seeks regular reporting of critical financial activities as well as any significant deviations from the financial plan. And managers relies on accounting information for decision making nga po. And for example po, need po mag-decision sa pag-invest po ng bagong product or building or production facility, ganun po. They need po a careful financial analysis na grounded in accounting information. So, ayun nga po, all in all, without reliable accounting data, management or managers cannot accurately estimate the relevant cost and benefit of business decisions. Yan po.
Okay. So, good. Thank you, Miss Angeline. So, another one from the class, Miss Christine.
Sir, nakakatulong po ang accounting sa mga managers, especially po sa... Sir, audible ka po?
Yeah, okay.
Especially po sa mga decision making, gaya po ng sabi ni Angeline, na and naka-base po sa actual accounting data. Nakakatulong din po ito sa pag-improve po ng profit margins ng isang company sa pamamagitan po ng pagkakaroon ng cost analysis. And nakakatulong din po ito sa planning kapag po gumagawa ng mga future plans na target ng isang company. Nakakatulong din po ito sa pag-define ng budgets at sa mga costings po ng isang company. Yan po.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Christine, for the answers. And then, yeah, I would like to agree all for the answers. And then, thank you for your answers and also your understanding. So now, one of the answers that I can highlight is, yeah, correct. Yung managerial accounting versus the financial accounting is, financial accounting, we are talking about external users, and then managerial accounting, we are talking about the internal users. So for the financial accounting, we are also scoping all those overall business operations. Then for the managerial accounting, we're only focusing, like, for example, we have a production line. So any one of you are managing the operations, like you are the operations manager and you are also handling your own manpower. You have your own also material resource capacity, and also you have your own process and operations. So by that, accounting is related because all of those requirements are needed. Any financial statement, any monetary costs, expenses, like let's say, for example, for the manpower costs, for the manpower resources, we are allocating any cost, right? And then for the materials, we also allocating any cost. No, so, and some of the costs is like operating expense, utilities expenses can be also considered when it comes to managerial accounting. And for the financial accounting, we are talking about the high level costing inputs. Like for example, let's view it na sino yung mga naka-Apple Apple cellphone dito sa atin. So yung mga naka-Apple, or bakit nga ba, or let's say gamitin natin si Samsung na lang, mas given, mas madaling ano. So meron tayo ditong Samsung manufacturing line dito sa let's say Laguna, I think, no? So ang headquarters ni Samsung is from Korea, right? And then the case is why kailangan natin magkaroon ng additional manufacturing line here at the Philippines to provide our end users here, tayo mga customers, ng mga those updated mobile phones na nilalabas nila. Compared mo dun sa coming from Korea, they are delivering those units directly to Philippines. No, so with regards, when it comes talking about financial accounting, we are talking about this different costs like distribution costs, transportation costs, and any high-level cost. Because in real case scenario, distribution cost is lower than the transportation cost. So that would be one of the consideration in terms of financial accounting na bakit nagiging consideration na mas some of the business operations or high-level business operations is mas prepared nila yung magtayo ng sarili nilang distribution, sarili nilang manufacturing line in any of the countries na meron sila na as prospect or target prospect nila for the business growth compared mo dun sa mag-invest sila for the transportation cost. So, in terms of comparison, managerial accounting is merely connected to those different operational base costing. Let's say meron tayong mga direct costs, indirect costs, material costs. Unlike kay financial accounting, we are aligned with the higher level or the whole business operation. Like say we have the transportation cost, the distribution cost, manufacturing cost. So that would be all the considerations on how we can differentiate this FA to MA. No? So some of the reasons then is to be discussed ngayon. So I will be sharing my screen for another key points regarding those why managers needs the accounting. Okay. So allow me to share my screen. Anyone, can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir. Nakikita na po namin.
Wait na, okay. So, I will be sharing my screen and full screen now. So, why managers needs accounting? First, we have planning and decision making, performance evaluation and control, cost management, and lastly, cost determination. So that would be the four major considerations why managers needs accounting. So first, we have the planning and decision making. So first, formulating short-term and long-term goals and objectives, predicting potential results under alternative ways of achieving them, and deciding how to attain the desired result. So with regards to this, we are talking about on the approach on how we create decisions. So do you agree that when it comes to creating decisions, one of the key foundation is planning, right? No? Lahat naman tayo, hindi tayo nagkakanda agad ng decision without plan, right? So, in real case scenario, so every managers need to conduct across the team through their leadership, through their management. They are able to do the planning, like say, in real case scenario, no? Meron tayong production project, no? Or we are going to have this demand of 500 units demand for the production line to be run, so to be produced, no? So how we can produce it or how we can respond it using our resources. So through your management and leadership, we can define all those requirements, most especially the direct labor costs, how many people we can allocate, and how many costs for the labor we can allocate. So that would be one of the planning concerns or consideration. Second thing, direct material costing. Now, how many materials yung kailangan natin from the raw materials inventory for us to produce these units? And then lastly, manufacturing overhead. Those indirect, labor costs, indirect manufacturing, indirect material costs, and some of the key utilities or expenses are also considered in this. So this is part of the planning. So once you are dealing with planning, you can also see on how much plan or how much, uh, let's say, in terms of scheduling, in terms of budgeting. So this planning consider us, or this, let's say, results of our planning can lead us into decision making. Okay, let's say, okay, so we have this 500 volumes. Now we have this 5 manpower for the direct labor cost. We have this 300 units, 300k euro of the direct materials for the direct materials, and then we have the manufacturing overhead for the given indirect costs, and then indirect labor costs. So afterwards, okay, how many days, how many time, how many operating hours we can run this. So from that results, we can also make decisions. So that's the reason why managers needs accounting, because as mentioned nga kanina, managers needs accounting because any of the decisions that we are also creating is considered, or budget, money, costing, expenses are considered, no? When it comes to those nga, yun nga, mga manpower, di naman tayo pwedeng mag-allocate ng manpower if we are not having that kind of budget from the finance team across the cross-functional team. At the same time, we don't have any resources from the warehouse inventories, no? We don't have any resources from the sales team, no? So this managerial accounting also, same as what the same as kung ano yung answer kanina, it also rely on the deeper correlation with the across the functional team. Let's say we have the sales team, we have the finance team, we have also the operations team, no? So it will not also run compared mo dun sa financial accounting that you are talking about across the whole business. Then now, for the managerial accounting, we are talking about the within process. So as anyone kung alam yung SIPOC, so anyone kung sinong may alam sa inyo ng SIPOC, we are talking about the differences also ng yung SIPOC, yun yung supply chain requirement natin, o self-supply chain flow, no? So it's a kind of abbreviation na for S, we have supplier, then I, we have inputs for those warehousing, raw materials, inventory, then P is for process, which is all those work in process, work in progress, productions, operations. Then for O, we are talking about the finished goods, the logistics, no, this distribution areas, and then lastly we have the customers as letter C. No, from that, managerial accounting relies on any of that process, either S, either I, either P, either O, either C. But financial accounting is the whole SIPOC, no? So that would be the reason also bakit tingin ko mas critical si financial accounting before than the managerial accounting, no? Okay, next thing, performance and evaluation control. So just simply learning the basic. We cannot assess the performance if we are not going to doing any collaboration with the team. We are not working with the current data that we are using from the operations. And then from the given accounting, statement. Let's say we have DLP or Direct Labor Productivity Assessment for the year 2024. So, yung year 2024 natin, na forecast natin na mas mababa yung, sorry, mas mababa yung demand natin kumpara dun sa mga costs natin. So, meaning, what would you do? No, what would you do? Meaning, in order for you to have a good performance evaluation and control, so you will have any strategized approach on how many costing or resources that you are going to allocate. Hindi naman pwedeng mababa na ngayon demand natin, tataasan mo pa yung costing. No. So, you're going to control your budgets. You are going to control your allocations of the resources in order for you to have a good performance evaluation. No? So, it will also give you a good results if you are going to perform your leadership through your controlling, through your management style, through your budgeting skills, through your visualization on how many allocations or how you allocate and manage those resources. No? Okay, next thing, cost management. So from here is the process of managing activities that cause incurrent costs. It addresses issues of what costs and what changes are necessary to achieve a specific goal. So here we have, just to give you an example, I can give you that we have two types. So we have cost for liabilities and cost for growth. Now, it really relies to you as part of our cost management. So, for example, in real life explanation, we have two. Halimbawa sa business, we have two cars purchased. One is, example, Honda Civic, and one is L300. No. So, for the business prospect, what do you think? Yung Honda Civic pa, is it cost for liabilities or cost for growth? Anyone? Hello? Hello, Miss? Okay, I will call somebody. Okay. Miss Pia?
Yes po. Sir, ano po ulit yung tanong?
Okay, we have an example. Ano? We are digging our presentations into real life examples. No? So we have two types of costs that we can consider, like for example, cost for liabilities and cost for growth. No, so we also have purchase Honda Civic and also an L300 van. And then we are talking about business. Yung purchase ba natin ng Honda Civic, do you think, is it cost for liabilities or cost for growth? Hello?
Hello po. Sir, hindi po ako sure. Kumali.
Okay. Anyone? Maybe lalaki, alam to. For sure. Alam to. Anyone from... Si Rainiel Pabunan.
Sir, yung Honda Civic po ay papatak po siya sa liabilities.
Correct. Why? Bakit? Sige.
Sir, mahal po kasi maintenance nun and hindi po pwedeng gamitin as transportation unit.
Yeah.
Delivery unit po pala.
In business prospect, ito, sa tingin mo ba yung Honda Civic, pwede mong kargahan ng 1 toneladang itlog? Hindi, di ba? So it will lead you on increasing your liabilities. Unlike kay L300, it will consider you as cost for growth. No? Bakit? We can use it for the business. No? So it's a kind of cost management techniques. No? In the entire planning pa lang, malalaman mo na kung ano yung dapat mong kailanganin na resources at anong, with regards, it can also tells us our cost management techniques. Halimbawa, kailangan mo sa business pero ang binili mo is si Honda Civic. Do you think that do you have a good cost management technique as a manager or as a leader? Diba hindi? So, next thing, alam mo kakailanganin mo sa business pero binili mo ng L3. Do you have a good cost management technique? Kasi alam mo mas marami kang mailalagay sa L300 kumpara mo dun sa Honda Civic, no? So it's a kind of it's an example for us to define on how we can relate the real life cases into this cost management. It's a kind of making decisions pa rin, no? At the end of the day. Next thing, cost determination. So same as well with the example kanina, we have two types of cost na cost for liabilities, or cost for growth. No, it's for you, like say meron na tayong existing cases na tumataas yung manpower or indirect costing natin. No, do you think ito bang mga pagtaas ng allocation natin in terms of direct labor cost natin, is it a kind of business prospect or business related or what do you call this business benefit impact or not, no? So it will also help you to determine what would be the cost to determine, no? So alam mo namang bumababa yung volume natin, why we are going to increase our resources, right? So still in terms of in proportional to volumes and in proportional to demands, okay? So we are also need to determine our cost and how many costs to allocate. Not just pasok na lang tayo ng pasok na manpower. We are not monitoring din as a manager. So we are not able to monitor our performance in a good condition, right? So that would be one of the reasons why managers need this accounting, no? In order for us to determine those costs that currently the organization or the company being expended in order for us to produce units, okay? Next, distinction between financial accounting and managerial accounting. Okay, so let's proceed with like primary users. So we also have content of reports, regulatory compliance, time focus, relations with other disciplines. Okay. So for the primary users, we have to distinguish between the financial accounting and managerial accounting. Okay. So same as well with the answer kanina, financial accounting is a focus on external users. Sila yung mga investors, creditors, government agencies such as SEC, BIR, or SSS, no? Kumbaga, sila yung mga external people na nagko-conduct ng audit sa certain or specific organization for them to visualize the current progress of the company. For example, si BIR, based on my experience, si BIR having once a year, I think, once a year conduct audit in any organization or any of choice organization, no? Bakit nila kailangan gawin yun? Because they are going to visualize the company's previous performance. Let's say ngayon 2023, they are going to look for the 2022 performance compared to the 2023 performance. And then they are also looking for the amount of monetary value that the company being right now, let's say, kumbaga, yun yung kinikita ng company ngayon. Yun yung parang pinaka revenue that any given period of time. And then by that, we are the BAR or the external auditors. They are performing some analysis, or okay, you are having this a huge number of revenue, so we are going to have these taxations. We are going to perform this kind of analysis on how you can settle all those legal authorities, all those legal requirements, and some of the the monetary value explanations that also tells in order for the business to continue running and also in order for the country to. No? So, yung company, kumbaga, in this case, some of the external auditors, they are looking for the company performance for the outside benefit din also. Let's say, they are performing taxation for the country growth also. Kumbaga, hindi naman yung BR, some of the external auditors is not looking only for the wages of the manpower, no? Or any of us na kumikita dito sa Pilipinas. They are also looking for the institution. No. Next, managerial accounting. So, sila naman yung mga internal users, sila yung mga managers, sila yung mga top executive inside the company. So, if yung subject natin is company, organization, yung mga financial accounting is about external users na ina-assess nila yung overall business performance, business financial statement. Si managerial accounting naman is yung mga within those people, within those department, or within the company personnel. Sila yung mga higher leadership. Bakit nila kailangan ito? So, in order for them to assess the current performance, the future performance, kasi si managerial accounting is somewhat more on futuristic than si financial accounting is, they are referring on the past data. No? Okay. Then next is content of reports. Si financial accounting, summary reports primarily on the entity as a whole. So limited to double entry accounting system and cost data. While si managerial accounting, detailed segment reports about products, departments, and territories may extend beyond double entry accounting system to any type of relevant data. So si financial accounting, summary niya is general, no? For the whole business. While si managerial accounting is detailed for the segment, for the specific operations or specific department within the company or the organization. For example, we have the analysis from the finance team or finance management team. We have also the analysis from the operations management team. We have the analysis and financial statement performance from the sales team. No? So unlike naman kay financial accounting, whole business talaga siya. And then it will be conducted by the external users. Next thing, regulatory compliance. Si financial accounting, mandatory. No? Lalo na, we are talking about legal. So we are talking about legal compliances. No? Na hindi naman pwedeng kumikita lang yung business dito na nakasit dito sa Philippines, dito sa country natin. They are also allowed to buy any duties and responsibilities, duties and legal monetary value payment nila like tax, any value added tax nila, taxable or chargeable quantities, chargeable business growth nila, no? Unlike kay managerial accounting is not mandatory. No outside agencies that specify what is to be done. So only those high level people lang, no? Yung mga nagmamandatory dito. Like say meron tayong director in a certain business department. So si director, imamandatory niya na itong mga manager nito kailangan niya ng report, 2024 report for the business operations once we have this forecasted number of units to produce or number of units to run in the certain operations or production. No? So that would be the difference between the financial accounting and managerial accounting when it comes to regulatory compliance. Next is time focus. Financial accounting, we have the past orientation, same as what I mentioned kanina. Si financial accounting ay mas focus sa the example 2000 actual performance versus 2006 actual performance. Unlike kay managerial accounting is future orientation, 2007 budget versus 2000 actual performance. No? Okay. Relationship between other disciplines. So we have for financial accounting, it's stand by itself because it was performed by the external users. They have their own approach on how they can conduct this analysis, this study for the financial statement from any given agency na meron sa labas, no? So they are aware. Only thing that they need is data from the operations or from the business side, no? And then unlike the managerial accounting, draws heavily from other disciplines like finance, economics, and operations. So they are only working together. No, they are collaborating together. Let's say we have sales team, finance team, and operations team. So they are working together, and then it cannot be performed like, for example, kung operations team ka lang, ikaw lang yung magko-conduct ng assessment ng financial performance mo. Eh kung operations lang din, saan mo kukunin yung preference mo for the budget allocation for 2024? So, wala kang feedback, hindi ka ba kukuha ng feedback from the finance team? No. So, kailangan mo pa rin ng feedback from the finance team. Same as well with the sales team. How many demands from the customer are you going to allocate for the year 2024? So, hindi mo malalaman kung hindi it cannot be performed only on the single sections, no? It also can be coordinated from the multiple sections within the organization, no? So we have the finance team, sales team, no, warehouse team, operations team, no. Okay. So now let's move forward with the work management. So consideration for work management. Okay. Let's proceed. So we have planning, controlling, coordinating, and decision making. So I would like to ask anybody, sa tingin nyo, sa apat na to, alin dyan yung pinaka-high factor when it comes to work management and considering the managerial accounting, no? Anyone? Okay, 8. We'll have to see. Sorry. Sino nagtaas kanina?
Sir, ako po sir. May concern lang po ako.
Okay.
Sadya po bang hindi po nagalaw yung PowerPoint po?
Hindi pa nagalaw?
Hindi po, kanina pa.
Ay, walang nag-confirm. Nagalaw siya kanina pa. Sorry.
Okay po. Kanina po kasi nagalaw tapos nag-stuck po dyan sa why managers needs accounting po na slide.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Ito siya, oh. Okay, let's go back. No, we have time pa naman. So we have primary users, no? So this is the difference between the financial accounting and managerial accounting. We have the external users. Kita nyo na? Kita nyo na ba?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po, sir. Okay na po.
Now, primary users. Okay? We have any concern na? Just let me know. Baka maya medyo confusing na sa inyo na bakit hindi presenting yung sinasabi ko, no? So, for the content of reports, we have for FA and also MA, which is summary of reports primarily as a whole for the financial accounting. And managerial accounting, we have the detailed segment reports of products, departments, and territories. No, so it's not only for the whole business, but also for the within departments within the organization. Like, for example, we have the operations team, the sales team, the finance team. It will be correlated to each other. Okay. Next, regulatory compliance, same as well. It's mandatory, no? Compared mo kay managerial accounting, not mandatory. Time focus, my financial accounting, we have past orientation for the 2007 actual performance versus 2006 actual performance. And then managerial accounting and future orientation is 2007 budget versus 2007 actual performance. Then relationship between other disciplines, we have primary stand by itself for financial accounting, and then managerial accounting draws heavily from disciplines like finance, economics, and operations. So it will not be run only by operations only. It also needs like inputs from the finance team, kung gaano ba karaming gaano ba yung mga budget allocation nila for the coming months, coming years. And then, for the sales team or economics team, how many demands or customer demands it will be performed on the coming years, on the coming months. No? So for the operations team, for the operations manager to decide on how many resources that they can also allocate for the given period of operation time. Okay. Next consideration for work management. Okay, can you still see my screen?
Sir,
Hello?
hindi po nagalaw. Ayan, okay na po. Nagalaw na po.
Ano yung problem na ito? Bakit yun? Pero nakita niyo yung sa distinction? Hello?
Yung first distinction.
Right.
Sige. Sige. Pero okay lang ba kahit hindi ko na full screen? Kita niyo na ba ito? No?
Yes po, kita naman po. Sir.
Mas maganda siguro ganito na lang. I will check anong problema nito. Bakit tinitigil siya. Okay, so regulatory compliance, we have time focus na. So afterwards also, we can share to you this file na para for your reference, for you to study also yung mga na-discuss natin for today. Then, okay. This is the relationship between other disciplines. We have the financial accounting na, and managerial accounting differences. Then now, can you still follow the movement of screen?
Yes po.
Okay, now we will now move to work management. So consideration for work management, we have planning, controlling, coordinating, and decision making. So my question now from the class is, sa tingin nyo sa apat na to, ano yung pinaka-high impact or high factor when it comes to managerial accounting or work management? Anyone from the rest of the class? Okay, Miss Veronica. Okay.
Sir, ito po ay sa own preference ko lang po. Sa tingin ko po ay planning dahil sa planning po nag-start lahat. And hindi po magkakaroon ng decision kung wala pong planning.
Okay. Okay. Considered. Okay. Another answer? Do we have? Sino pa? Do you have any different answers? Anyone? Miss Christine, I think parang ikaw yung isang nag-raise ng hand.
Sir, audible ka po?
Yeah.
For me po is, para lang po to sa akin, decision making po, I think. Dahil po sa pagdedesisyon po nagsisimula ang lahat. Kung ano pong i-include mo sa planning, kung ano po mga factors and processes na kakailanganin. Yan po.
Okay, any answers from the class? Anyone? So I will call somebody. Si Mr. Bon Aris Dominguez.
Sir, para po sa akin, ganun din po yung sagot ko kay Kate Sipilio. Kasi po, sa decision making po, doon po natakbo yung dilemma mo kung ano yung mas better po na plan. Ganun po.
Okay. So all answers are considered. So lahat naman siya importante for the work management, no? But the high impact or the high major consideration or high factor when it comes to dealing with the work management, or we as a managers performing this managerial accounting, is decision making, no? Pero I would like to correct na correct. Yung first kasi nangyayari is planning muna bago decision making. As per Miss Kate kanina, decision making muna bago planning, no? So dapat planning muna. And then I would like to share then na, do you agree before you do planning, you will one of the foundation for us to create decisions, we also need planning, need this controlling and coordinating. Mga itong tatlong to is the major factor on how we create decisions. Do you agree?
Yes po.
Yeah, okay. So, thanks for the response, no? Bakit? So, let's have an example, no? To any decisions. So, tingin mo ba makakapag-decisions ka kung wala ka naman naging plano or goals? Plan for your goals. Like say, kailangan natin ng ganitong performance evaluation for the coming 2024. So, ano yung plano mo? No? Ano ang plano mong mangyari para ma-hit up yon? So, yung decision mo for that is to follow those plan. Let's say meron tayong resource optimization na mangyayari. We have standard cost calculation. We have sunk cost calculation. And then, shoot up the productivity levels. We have the COGS calculation maximization. No? So, that would be your plan. And then, your decision is to follow those plans. No? Your decision is to create or to make real those plans. So, now, meron kang planong gawing i-optimize mo yung productivity. So, your decision is to optimize it and how you can do it. Now, controlling. Once you are a leader, hindi naman pwede na binigyan tayo ng budget allocation, finance team, for example, ng 500,000 and then malulugo daw tayo for the coming 2024 performance. Matatalo daw tayo when it comes to resources. No, sabi ng finance department or finance management team na based doon sa analysis nila. Tayo, operations team, mga production team, or production managers, operations manager, papayag ba tayo na, sige, ganito na lang. Kung malulugo, edi malulugo na lang. Yun na lang tayo. So, yun ba yung leadership na gusto natin ipakita rito? So, hindi, di ba? So, we are going to manage our work, let's say, nag-given na nga na meron tayong ganong budget allocation. And then, our resources is getting high and then our volume is getting lower. So, how you can control it? So, for you to control your resources first, no? Alam mo, bumababa na yung demand natin. Paano natin i-shoot up yung productivity kung bumababa na yung demand tapos patataasin mo pa yung ating resources? No, mangyayari nun, let's say, allocate lahat ng mga resources natin, yung direct material cost natin, pababain natin. Let's say, from 30 people sa production line, let's make it 5 people na lang through implementation of those projects. Let's say, we will be having automations, equipment purchase, for you to check if we can, or for you to decide if we can, for you to check first if based on the performance evaluation, mas magiging benefit ba to sa ating performance. And then once na meron tayong ganong performance evaluation, it will make our decision na, sige, proceed natin itong project nito, reduce natin or optimize natin yung resources natin, yung ating manpower allocation, yung ating mga costing, and then for us to shoot up our productivity. Though meron tayong notice from finance team na bababa yung ating demand for the coming 2024. So it's not just part na binigyan tayo ng inputs from the other team na bababa yung resources mo, bababa yung performance mo dahil mataas yung demand mo, mababa yung demand mo, tapos mataas yung resources mo. So, hindi naman tayo dapat, as a leader, hindi dapat tayo oo na lang, no? So, we are going to perform controlling pa din. We are going to do something proactive, no? Kasi kaya proactive because we are talking about future performances, no? 2024. And then, next thing is coordinating. So, as same example, we cannot do it alone as operations team, no? We cannot see it independently na, sige, ito yung tingin ko assumption ko next year meron tayong 2024 na 500,000 units, no? Hindi naman pwedeng assumptions lang. Then based on the sales budget, that would be the sales recommendations, no? That would be the sales part, no? And then based on the assumptions natin by our own, tingin ko magkakaroon tayo ng budget na equivalent to 250,000 euro, no? So for that, with that given assumptions, are you able to do a good management techniques on how you decide or operate and also manage your own department or your own performance evaluate your own performance team, no? So you are going also to coordinate with across of the functional team. You are going to get feedback from the sales team. You are going to get feedback from the finance team, and you are going to get feedback from your own team also, no? So that would be the key informations on how we manage our work or consideration for the work management. So it will be all the foundation for us to decide this, for us to create our decision. So for us to strategize our decision and for us to respond the cases effectively and efficiently. Okay. Now, still moving. Hello?
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So now, let's move with, by the way pala class, nakalimutan ko sabihin. For today's discussion, though online din naman tayo, we will have only, most of our discussion is terminologies, no? So we are only doing the chapter 1 discussions, which is most likely about the cost terminologies, what would be the cost approaches, and then some of the financial introduction when it comes to MA, no? So second, another thing also, if we have also to extend our time, if we have also to cover some of the calculation, it will be some, kumbaga, simple, just not that kind of complex pa. We are going to dive muna yung mga approaches, terminologies that we are going to perform. And then I think next week we can also perform a lot of calculations, no? When it comes to when we are going to have an face-to-face classes na. So now, I would like to hear some from anyone. Ano sa inyo yung cost? Para sa inyo? Cost. We are talking about cost expenses. Okay, Veronica?
Sir, para po sa akin yung cost po ay pwede po siyang maybe accommodated for a product, sales territory, department, or activity. Tsaka po, pwede din po siyang gamitin to determine selling prices of products, and they are monitored over time to evaluate progress and discover irregularities din po. Ito po yung, pwede din po na ito po ay yung mga gastos po.
Okay, thank you. Correct. No? So very comprehensive question. So basically, understanding basic cost is, we have two consideration we have for FA and also MA. But in some of the explanation that I can give is cost is something that we use for us to survive. We use for us to operate. No, we use for us to manage. No, there are some costs also that we are using for us to decide. No, as same example kanina, we have cost for liabilities and we have cost for the growth. No, for the business side, most probably we're allocating or defining all of the costs should be cost for the growth, meaning we are investing for something for us, for the business to grow, no? Not just cost for liabilities na bibili lang tayo ng ganitong mga materials para lang i-stock and then afterwards hindi din natin magagamit, no? So sometimes forecasting is not totally accurate or it's not totally helpful for us kasi once na we have too much forecasting, no, nangyayari niya, nagkakaroon tayo ng over inventory, nagkakaroon tayo ng over production, that would be also lead for an extension liabilities or somewhat waste, no? So that would be one of the explanation on how we can respond to this question. So with regards, we have financial accounting. Cost is defined as measurement in monetary terms of the amount of resources used for some purposes. While managerial accounting, there are different types of costs used for different purposes. Some costs are useful for the required for inventory valuation and income determination. Some costs are used for planning, budgeting. Cost control still are useful for the making short-term and long-term decisions. No? So for the financial accounting, I can also give an explanation, yung explanation natin kanina. We are talking about the high-level information of cost. No, we are talking about the whole business growth, whole business operation. So, bakit nga ba nagtatayo tayo ng iba't ibang distribution area on any specific countries rather than having a transportation cost or shipping cost, air freight cost, we have ocean freight, no? Kasi napakamahal, mas mahal pa rin yung transportation cost, yung mga ocean freight na yan, shipping cost na yan, compared mo dun sa distribution cost or yung manufacturing cost na tinatawag natin. No. So, that's the reason why we are providing or we are building, extending our business for growth in a way na pagtatayo tayo ng sarili nating production o manufacturing line for that given country or given area rather than extending our costs and increasing our costs just to pay shipment, just to pay land transport, just to pay ocean freight, air freight, no? Then, compared mo ko dito kay managerial accounting, we are also talking about the requirements on how to build the products, our business, no? So, on how to provide services. So, we are talking about direct material cost, direct labor cost, direct what do you call this? The manufacturing overhead cost, no? So that would be the deeper consideration. Like say, for you to build this, for example, ang product palin natin is we are going to build the new 2024 Honda Civic. Kumbaga nasa automation or nasa automotive line tayo. How many people can you allocate? And how many direct labor costs? Yung equivalent yan. How many resources, how many materials you are going to allocate also for us to build the 500 units of new Honda Civic 2024, for example. No? So that would be one of the examples on how we treat this costing differences between the FA and also MA. Now, we will now move to the cost by management function. We have two types of cost by management. No? We have the manufacturing cost and non-manufacturing cost. So I would like to hear from somebody. Can you explain to me what is your understanding about the manufacturing cost, Miss or Mr. Cinnamon? Hello? Sige, I will call somebody. Wait. By the way, guys, by 3:15, let's have a quick break, no? Para hindi naman tayo sobrang burden with the class, no? Quick break, let's say mga 15 minutes break pala. Is that okay with you? Walang ba sa inyo? 3:15 class?
Yes po.
Okay, so
Yes,
let's have a 15-minute break on 3:15 na para hindi tayo totally burdened with the class. So, ano bang section natin? Is I 4093104. Okay, I will call Mr. Cantre, Christian Jason. Nandito ba ito? Hello?
Ay, yes po, sir. Hello po.
Yeah, Mr. Christian.
Ano po yan? Pakiulit nga, medyo nawawala lang po yung
signal?
Internet dito sa bahay.
Oo, kasi naulan din dito, no? Naulan dito no? Anyway, sige, ang question ko dito, can you help me to define this manufacturing cost and how you understand it? Manufacturing cost.
Yung manufacturing cost po ay dinidefine niya po yung mga products po. At saka po tungkol din po siya sa resources at mga tao. Parang ganun po.
Thank you. Okay. So manufacturing cost is also all of the costs related for us to create our business, no? For us to produce products, for us to provide service, no? For us to create values, no? Ano yung mga cost na yun? Yun yung nabanggit natin kanina. We have direct cost, material cost, no? Manufacturing overhead cost, no? So next is non-manufacturing cost. Can we have Miss Sophia? Ayan, siya din ang nag-raise na.
For example po is Colruyt Cosmetics po. So, ang non-manufacturing cost po nila is yung pagre-rent po nila ng sa SM para po makapagtayo sila ng store po nila.
Okay.
Bale, ano po siya, bali po dyan sa PPT nakalagay po ay operating expenses. Ayun
Okay.
po.
Correct. No. Or subdivided into selling expense and general and then administrative expense. So ano ba yung mga selling expense na tinatawag natin? Yun yung mga ginagamit natin na gastos para makabenta tayo. Ano ba yun? Anong una? Advertising. Yung Joy ba, hindi makikilala ba yung Joy kung hindi tayo gagamit ng commercial with Michael B na sinasabi niya pang 2 linggong hugas, no? So some of the advertising, like say Alaska, yung mukha ba ni Alaska na sa lata, makikilala ba natin kung sino yun kung di siya nagkaroon ng advertising or very good advertising? Si McDo, tingin mo ba ano ba yung parang pinaka-famous na advertising ni McDo? Basta ganun, no? So is a kind of selling expense for us to sell our product, no? So we have also administrative expenses. Yun yung mga expenses for the top executive, for those administrative people na hindi sila direct for the build up of the products, the build up of the service, but also they are being paid by the company from the performance that they are, the time that they are performing for us to deliver some of the tasks, some of the business requirement, no? So that would be one of the explanation for the non-manufacturing cost. And itong mga non-manufacturing cost, ito yung mga expenses na hindi siya direct for us to build the product, no? For us to have the business main key points, no? Let's say pag production line, we are going to let's say we're going to produce a lot of cars, no? Yung mga non-manufacturing cost, sila yung mga nasa top level executive na sila yung mga boss, sila yung kasama na administrative expense natin, na sila yung malalaki yung bahay natin because of their responsibility for the business to grow, for the business to be managed, for the business to operate efficiently and effectively, no? Okay, next. Anyone can see my screen? Still? Hello?
Yes po, sir. Nakikita
Okay.
mo.
Yes.
Okay, so moving naman na. Manufacturing costs, we have 3 major types. We have direct materials, direct labor, manufacturing overhead. So direct materials are all materials that become an integral part of the finished product. So examples are steel used to make an automobile and the wood to make furniture. So just for you to understand, I will give some examples and then kindly let me know if ano yung understanding nyo, kung siya ba ay direct materials or indirect materials. Okay? So let's have Okay, our product again is sige, cars. So for somebody who love cars, okay. So we are going, our main product is to produce Honda Civic Type R, no? Okay. So one of the materials is glass or windshield glass. What do you think? Is it direct materials or indirect materials? Anyone?
Direct materials po.
Direct materials. Okay, bakit direct materials siya?
Kasi po nakikita po natin yun sa car at para pong main part po yun ng isang car.
Okay, good. Sige. Next thing is, sige, meron pa tayong adhesive glue for the windshield to paste or to attach in the body of the car, no? Yung adhesive glue, is it direct materials or indirect? Adhesive glue. Anyone? Miss Mary Grace?
Sir, para po sa akin, direct labor po.
Direct materials?
Hindi po.
Direct labor?
Ay, direct.
Sorry, anong sagot mo?
Hindi po siya direct materials.
Ano siya? Indirect materials,
Opo.
na?
Yes po.
Bakit?
Kasi po, ano po siya, ginagamit po siya sa pag, ano po ng product. Pagbuo po ng products.
Okay. Sige. May ako explain. Another thing. Sige. Seat covers, yung plastic. Pagbago. Di ba may mga bagong plastic? Yan. So, Mr. John Marvin, what do you think? Yung mga plastic dun sa mga seat covers, syempre bago yung kotse natin, no? So, yung plastic lang, ha? Yung ano. So, is it direct material or indirect material?
Sir, para po sa akin, indirect material po siya. Dahil, yes po, cover po siya ng seat, pero hindi po siya part po ng pinaka-product po. Like ng Honda Civic po.
Okay, correct. Last one. Okay. So, ito. Ano ba? Sino sa inyo yung nakakita ng foam na blue na nakakapit sa pinto for the safety of the new release car? Di ba? Meron ganun na pag nirelease yung kotse, merong foam or something like parang blue sponge siya. Tapos blue rubber na nakakapit sa mga side o sa edges ng mga pinto, sa edges ng mga fenders, no? Is it direct or indirect? Mr. Okay, wait. Cristobal?
Sir, para po sa akin, indirect po.
Bakit?
Kasi po, siya po ay yung natatanggal din po. Hindi po siya yung mismong part po talaga po ng pinto. Parang addition lang po siya, pero hindi po talaga siya part ng pinto.
Okay. Good. Tama. Okay. So, just for you to address ano yung ibig sabihin nun. So, direct materials or yun yung mga materials for us or as long as part siya ng functionality and design, it will be considered as direct materials. Ano-ano yung mga yan? For example, yun nga, windshield. Hindi naman pwedeng ibenta natin yung kotse na walang windshield. So it will be part also of the value based on the customer requirement, no? So lahat naman na nagiging design mga kotse natin yan is based on the customer requirement o customer feedback, no? or example, paint, pintura. Hindi naman pwedeng i-release ang kotse nang walang pintura. Full metal lang ba? Hindi naman pwede yun. No. So, it's still part of the direct materials. Ano naman yung mga indirect materials? Are those underlying requirement to support the direct materials. To support lang sila. Kumbaga sa direct materials for us to build the mismong final goods or the final unit. Ito namang si indirect materials to support itong direct materials, to make it more valuable, to make it more effective, to make it more aligned with the design and functionality. For example, yun nga, glue. So hindi mo naman may kakapit yung windshield sa body ng car kung wala kang adhesive glue or yung tinatawag nating sealant, right? So though si sealant is not part of the design, pero kailangan pa rin siya natin in business for us to complete those business requirement and all those business product. No. So hindi siya part of the design, hindi siya part of the functionality, but it also part of the requirement for us to build those units. No? Maganda siya nakikita sa design na hindi mo naman pwedeng i-define doon sa design na meron siyang key functionality ng adhesive glue. No, walang ganun. So, only most of the values na nakikita natin as part of the direct materials, meron siyang red color, metallic red, no? Meron siyang oval curving edges for the windshield, meron siyang triple muffler, meron siyang 17-inch rims, no? Meron siyang tawag nito, leather seats na ngayon compared mo dati na fabric seats lang, no? That would be that would be the examples for us to define the direct materials and the indirect materials, no? Next thing. Oh, sorry, no. 3:18 pala. So let's have 3:20. So we will have our 15-minute break on 3:20. So direct labor. Okay. So direct labor is the labor that is involved directly in making the product. No. So kindly let me know if this is direct labor or indirect labor. So I will give you example. Okay. Windshield operator. Anyone? Hello? Before we proceed to our break, 15-minute break. Sino ba? Right. Mr. Bon.
Sir, para po sa akin, direct labor po siya. Since yung process po ay talagang kailangan po. Thank you.
Okay. So, direct labor, correct. So, direct labor is those people allocated to build the unit, no? Those people which is designed or located at the production line or the operating line or those operations people, no? Sila yung mga physically touched doon sa product, sila yung mga physically touched with the final goods. Okay, now, so we will have our 15-minute break. So let's come back at 3:35, no? So and everyone, please take your leave. Take your 15-minute break first, no? For us to sure. Okay, so thank you. So now let's proceed again. So let's go back to the discussion of the direct labor. Now, so as per example kanina, we have the windshield operator, and then as per Sir Bon, Mr. Bon, no, we have direct labor siya, no? So bakit? So yun yung mga personnel na directly coordinated or allocated to the operation line, the production line, for us to build those units, no, those products. So they are the one who is in touch with all of those work in progress raw materials. They are the one who is exposed with the key standard operating procedures on how to build this certain parts of those product, no? So those people are, kumbaga, sila yung within those production line. Kumbaga, nandun sila sa part ng P process natin. So doon sa SIPOC, nandun sila sa part ng P, which is the production. And then they are part of the ending, the start within the process, and then ending process of the assembly line, no? Okay. So another example, I would like to give another example and then just to ask if ito ba ay direct labor or indirect, no? So graphic designer. Anyone from the class who can tell me if yun ba ay direct labor or indirect labor? Graphic designer? Hello? Miss Katrina Sumansat. Okay.
Indirect labor po sir ang graphic design.
Indirect labor. Bakit?
Okay. Kasi po in charge po siya dun sa mismong design lang po ng car and hindi naman po siya kabilang po sa production line. Kaya po, indirect labor po ang graphic design.
Correct. Tama. Kasi si graphic designer, bago pa i-release yung bagong design ng mga car na yan o bagong product na yan, last year, nakapag-propose na sila ng multiple proposals na ito yung magiging panibagong model natin for that new Civic Type R 2024 or 2023, no? Last year, after previous years pa sila nakapag-perform ng mga design thinking, graphic thinking, no? Graphic proposal on how we can propose new designs or new functionalities of those products based also on the customer requirement. Kasi all of the changes on our model lines is also based from the customer feedback. No? We have the customer relationship management. They are the one who is giving the feedback for us to improve our product and also for us to grow the business. No? So dati kung in terms of a car or any product, kung dati yung muffler natin for the Civic Type R is 3, ngayong 2024 gawin nating 4 based on the customer requirement. So the graphic design is the one who will perform it proactively, no, before the production line or before the release of that design or new product. Then bakit hindi sila din kasama sa direct labor? Kasi hindi naman sila, as per Miss Katrina din, hindi naman sila yung key persons na naka-expose to doon sa production line for us to build those new product. No? Hindi sila yung key persons na mahawak mismo ng mga materials, ng mga tools and equipments for us to build the units. No? Hindi naman sila yung mga person na proportionally aligned with the volume and units. No? Hindi sila yun. So, graphic designer, most probably sila yung mga technical team, technical personnel who propose certain designs, improvement, and any graphical presentations on how we can improve or continuously, part of the Kaizen, continuously improve our product and our business. No? So, that would be indirect cost, correct. Okay. Last one, another example. Sige. Production line supervisor. Anyone? From the class, anyone? Can you tell me if this is direct labor ba or indirect labor ba? Production line of supervisor. Okay, I will call somebody. Let's have some feedback or inputs from Mr. Magnaye Jan Marvin. Hello?
No po, sir. Audible po.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for me po, Direct labor po siya. Kasi since production line supervisor po, parang siya po yung nagsusupervise no ano. Ay, hindi po pala. Indirect po pala.
Yun,
Indirect labor.
nagbago isip na, nabago isip. Bakit
Indirect? Opo, indirect labor po. Kasi hindi, nagsusupervise lang po siya ng production pero hindi po siya parang, tawag doon, wala po siyang pinaka-idea doon sa ano, concept ng product. Yun po.
Okay, correct. Actually, production line supervisors, sila yung actually mindful also for the standard operating procedure. Sila yung alam nila kung paano dapat yung processes na i-perform itong mga build-ups, mga parts na to. Pero hindi sila yung the one na humahawak ng mga materyales. Hindi part ng standard operating procedure ng supervisor na sila yung magkikreate or magpipit ng itong mga parts nito into jigs, itong mga nails and bolts na to. Sila yung magtutornilyo ng mga parts ng kotse, ng parts ng engine. Sila ba yung mag-check ng mga piston, no? Sila ba yung mga magkakabit ng mga side mirrors, no? Hindi sila yan. So they only supervise, they only lead, no? So that's the reason why indirect cost sila, no? Hindi sila direct cost kasi sila naman ay part of the leadership, no? Leadership is the one who provide or who manage the line or who manage the certain operations, not those people who build up the product. Okay? Next thing. Let's proceed with the manufacturing overhead. So manufacturing overhead can be defined as including all costs of manufacturing except direct materials and direct labor. Some of many examples include depreciation, rent and taxes, insurance, fringe benefits, payroll taxes, and cost of idle time. So, bago ko i-discuss yan, bakit sa tingin nyo nahiwalay itong direct materials and direct labor dun sa manufacturing head, which is dun sa manufacturing head, meron na tayong tinatawag na mga indirect labor, indirect materials. Bakit sa tingin nyo nahiwalay itong direct materials and direct labor na ka? Okay. Anyone from the team? From the class? Any inputs? I will call somebody. Any inputs? I would like to understand. I would like to hear your understanding or your thoughts. Any answers will be acceptable. Ha? Okay. I will call number 20 and the line, Miss Javier Shane Paril. Ay, man. Okay na po.
Sir, excuse me po, medyo blurred. Ay, ano lang po, choppy. Paulit nga po.
Hello, ma'am. Hello po. Hello? Ma'am, okay lang po. Sige po. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Sorry, team. Sorry, class. Nandito si Miss Angie. So, okay. I would like to repeat my question. So, yung questions ko is, bakit sa tingin mo nakahiwalay or naka-generalize si direct materials and direct labor to the indirect labor and indirect materials na nakapaloob doon sa manufacturing overhead? Bakit sa tingin mo highlighted si direct materials and direct labor when it comes to manufacturing cost?
Sir, sa tingin ko po, nakahiwalay po si direct materials and direct labor po at saka po kay indirect po kasi po yung direct materials and direct labor po ay importante po siya dun sa pag-create po ng product na ano po nung sa manufacturing po.
Okay, considered, yes, correct. And so, because one of the explanation also, we are talking about manufacturing costs, and also manufacturing costs are those costs associated to build the product. And then those indirect costing naman, indirect materials naman is, though there are some materials associated with the product, with the build-up, no? But they are not the one who creates value, no? And one of the reason bakit highlighted itong si direct materials and direct labor, because sila din yung may pinaka-highest dynamic cost when it comes to manufacturing costing, no? Sila yung pinaka-high level requirement when we are dealing to build up or production, no? Okay. So that's the reason why si direct materials is highlighted and also direct labor. Kumbaga, when we are dealing with the production of sa ibang product naman, milk powders, no? So, ano yung mga requirements natin para makabuo tayo ng produkto? Kailangan natin ng mga nutrients, minerals, powders, no? Kailangan din natin ng mga cans or sachet with the production line for the packing purposes. Ano pa mga kailangan natin? Tao, no? Process itself, no? And then, kaya din binuutong sa manufacturing overhead. Part siya ng manufacturing cost, but it's not totally highlighting or it's not totally impacting. Unlike kay na direct materials and direct labor, sila yung pinaka high impact or high giving impact to the manufacturing cost or the operating expense or of build up or production line operating expense, no? Okay. So manufacturing overhead can be defined into including cost of except direct materials and direct labor. So including nga dito yung mga indirect cost natin, indirect labor cost, indirect materials, no? And also some of the utilities expense, material, machine breakdowns, machine maintenance, no? Part of the manufacturing head. So lahat sila aligned with the manufacturing cost requirement. Kumbaga, kailangan mo pa rin mag-allocate ng budgets for the machine breakdowns or any case na magkaroon ng downtime, no? Kailangan mo pa rin magkaroon ng allocation ng budget for the utilities once we are dealing with the requirements of utility requirements, no? We are also dealing with the indirect materials na non-countable because it's, as mentioned, it's still part of the build-up. It's still part, though it's not the totally giving the value, but it's still part of the build-up on how to produce those products. Okay? Next. Let's proceed with the manufacturing overhead. Yan, nabanggit ito. So we have the indirect materials, indirect labors, maintenance and repairs, utilities, tax, depreciation, and insurance. Okay? We will now proceed with the non-manufacturing costs. So we have selling expense and administrative expense. So actually, na-mention nyo na din to. So I would like to hear from anyone, ano yung understanding nyo with regards to selling expense and administrative expense? So I will call somebody na, no? Hindi ko pa narinig yung boses mula kanina. So I will call Miss... Ano ba? Miss Colleen Yuri Domingo. Hello? Miss Colleen. Hello? Is Miss Colleen ba nag-present ba siya kanina? Okay. So I will check. Another one. La Casa. Hello?
Press. Apo.
Okay. So for you, ano yung understanding mo? Can you share your thoughts regarding the selling expense?
Ito po yung mga binabayaran po sa mga advertising po or yung hindi po siya directly na ginagamit dun sa paggawa ng product or dun lang po siya sa kung paano po ibebenta yung product. Okay. Para sa akin.
So same as example kanina, meron nga tayong mga advertising expenses, no? So part siya ng selling expense. So ito yung mga expenses, no, para makabenta tayo ng produkto. Ano pa ba yung mga kailangan natin? No? Just to give you an example, one of example that I can give is yung transportation, shipment. So for example, Shopee, umorder ka. No. So hindi naman pwedeng umorder ka ng Shopee tapos kukunin mo pa sa supplier nila. Yun na nga yung mode of business ngayon when it comes to e-commerce, no? So we also have to pay for the delivery expense, COD, or for the shipping fee, no? So it's a kind of costing. Yung iba ang ginagawa is pre-shipping na. Pero ang tunay na business impact o business strategy niyan is tinataasan nila yung retail price. Then aalisin na nila yung shipment fee. Though, in general prospect, it's still part of the cost. No, it's still part of the pricing. So bakit sinasama natin si shipping fee as part of the selling expense? Kasi lalo na ngayon, modern time na ngayon, uso na yung e-commerce. Mas prepared na ng mga customers like us. Honestly, ako din, is yung mga umorder sa online kumpara pupunta pa ako sa shop. No? It's really hassle-free, unang-una. And then, it's really, kumbaga, convenient for me to look for the products. No? Now, pinopromote ni na e-commerce business yan, yung shipping or pre-shipping promotion na yan, for us to sell more. No? Once na kahit sino man siguro sa atin, nakita natin yung product, compared mo sa option 1 and option 2, product 1 and product 2. Yung product 1, same product lang sila ng product 2. Pero si product 1, free shipping. Pero si product 2, hindi. So, siyempre, mas pipilihan tayo si product 1, shipping fee. No? Mas makakabenta siya. Mas mabebenta siya ng customer. Or mas mabibilin siya ni customer kasi free shipping. No? So, one of the example of selling price is the shipping fee. No? Shipping cost. So, another thing is distribution cost. No? Example nga kanina, we don't have any Apple manufacturing here at the Philippines, I think, no? Wala tayong mga Apple or siguro meron man, assembly lang. Pero we have lot of distribution, no? We are paying for the distribution for us to sell, for us to promote all of the new Apple products na locally available na siya sa Philippines. Unlike kung sa Singapore ka pa bibili, unlike kung kukuha ka pa sa headquarters sa California, no? Unlike kung bibili ka pa punta ka pa ng Thailand para makabili lang ng Apple products, iPhone 14 Pro Max, so ngayon di lalabas na iPhone 15, no? So, we are paying for the distribution. We are allocating distribution costs for us to sell more, no? Kasi once na available na siya, parang example din, kapag meron milk tea shop sa inyo, milk tea shop na mas malapit, kumpara sa pupunta ka pa sa SM, ito walking distance lang. Siyempre, mas bibili ka na lang doon sa milk tea shop kung saan mas malapit. And then you are paying for the new locations or distribution point for you to sell more, no? You are expanding or leveraging your business for you to sell more, no? Hindi ka lang nag-stand out na, okay, sa headquarters lang tayo magbebenta nito. Hayaan mo silang bumili dito, pumunta dito. Walang customer ang mag-a-adjust, no? Walang customer ang mag-a-adjust dun sa seller. Well, in business prospect, laging si business provider yun yung nag-a-adjust. And sila they are promoting the proximity of their product to the customer. Kumbaga, sila yung lumalapit. Sila yung nagpo-promote ng proximity na mapalapit o makilala itong mga produkto nila para mas mabenta sila. No? Okay. So next thing, administrative expense. Anyone from the class can explain this and also what is your understanding? No? May I call... Okay. Medrana, Jaril. Ay, okay, may tumaas. May lifesaver kayo. Tama ba? Okay, Joshua Rubion. Okay, Mr. Joshua Rubion, any inputs from you? Hello?
Sir, sabi po dito ay administrative expense include all the expenses that are incurred in connection with performing general and administrative activities. Sir, ang pagkakaunawa ko po ay ito po yung mga gastos na kinakailangan po ng mga tauhan maging ng organization sa pang-araw-araw po. Kabilang din po dito yung mga sahod, maging yung benepisyo po ng mga tauhan, maging yung renta po ng opisina.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So, correct, no? So, administrative expense include all the expenses that are incurred in connection with performing general and administrative tasks. Ano ba yung tinatawag natin mga administrative tasks? Sila yung mga nagpe-perform ng mga processes business continuity, no? Management, sila yung mga finances, management, sales management, no? Not other than those who expose with the operations or those line na ang responsibility or core values is to create or produce products or produce more products, no? Also, some of the administrative like cost monitoring team, no? And some all of those executive levels or high leadership, top management leadership team, no? Sila yung part nitong administrative expense ito. Bakit? Sila yung pinakamalaki din ng gastos. Totoo sila. Sila yung malaking sweldo, pero hindi naman sila kasama sa build-up. Hindi naman sila kasama sa pag-produce ng product. Bakit malaki yung binabayaran sa kanila, malaki expenses nila? Sila naman kasi yung binabayaran dahil for the business to grow, for the business to be managed, for the business runs effectively and efficiently. You know, to get more profit, to get more revenue, to lower the cost, to allocate those resources, capacities, and also to oversee the current performance and the future performance of the company or the organization. No? So that's the reason why itong executive na to, sa mga matataas na posisyon, sina directors na to, hindi sila totally physically in touch with the operations, the build-up of the units, but sila naman yung mentally in touch. No? Sila yung nag-iisip para lang mapatakbo natin yung business ng effective, efficient, and then productive. Sila din yung nag-iisip para for the continuous improvement, ano ba yung mga pwede nating baguhin for us to grow our business, leverage our business. Sila yung nag-iisip kung paano tayo magdadagdag ng business in any certain countries. Like say, sa Philippines, magtayo tayo ng new manufacturing line dyan kasi napakataas ng forecast and demands ng customer. No? So, that would be one of the example why administrative expense is part of the non-manufacturing cost. Kumbaga, sila ay hindi part of ng production. Kumbaga, saan pinoproduce yung mga units or yung products natin. Okay? Next. Okay. Direct and indirect. Actually, same as well with what we discussed. Cost can be considered, can be categorized into two. So we have direct cost and indirect cost. Yung direct cost, either sila yung aligned with the main business. Or ano ba yung main business natin kapag meron tayong production or manufacturing line. So kapag manufacturing line, main business natin is to produce products. No? Pag logistics line, ang main business natin is warehousing. No? Pagka land transport or ocean or air freight, ang main business natin is delivering through air ng mga products. No? Ocean freight, our business is distribution and delivering of mga products from country or location to location B using ship, no? Using sea vehicles. Okay na? So, any business has its own value, has its own main business course, no? So, yun yung any cost na related to those main business course. Let's say for logistics, for you to allocate and receive more items from the customers and store it to the warehousing. So it will create you more direct costing. No, if it's not related to the warehousing operations, it will increase your indirect cost. Let's say we have utilities expense, no? So hindi siya totally related to sa main product natin or sa main services natin. But it's still part of the business, no? For us to maintain our profits, for us to maintain our or increase our revenue. Okay. Next thing. Okay, time charges against sales revenue. So we have product cost and period cost. So let me call someone for me to help this one. Can I ask help from you, Mr. and or Miss Paras? Miss Paras? Hello?
Sir, hello po.
Okay, Miss Kana, girl.
Okay
Can
po.
you explain to me what is your understanding regarding the product cost? Okay. Product cost.
Sir, ano po? Based from ano po, my understanding po, ang product cost po ay yun po yung mga cost po na nai-incur po para po ma-create yung product po.
Okay. Accepted, no? So, base here, product costs are inventoryable, identified as part of the inventory on hand. They are there for assets until they are sold. No? Once they are sold, they become an expenses. Cost of goods sold. Okay. Now, I would like to give an example. So, can you tell me if yung bang mga product na sasabihin ko sa inyo or materials na sasabihin ko sa inyo is inventoryable. Okay. Now, for us to know or to differentiate ano yung product cost na yan. Kung ano, for us to define what is the product cost. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, you will tell me if na-inventory ba siya o hindi. Okay? So, first, not involves raw materials. Okay. Anyone from the class? Not involves raw materials. Raw materials. Hello? May I call Miss Lacasa?
Hello po. Paulit nga po ng tanong.
Yung tanong ko is kung can you tell me if siya ba na-inventory or hindi? For us to define yung product cost na sinasabi dito. So, ang example na product na sinasabi ko or materials is not involves raw materials. Is it part of the inventoryable product cost o hindi?
Part po.
Part?
Hindi po ako sigurado.
Okay,
pero parang
good.
basahan ay part.
Part, okay. Sige. Another thing. Anyone from the class? Miss Veronica Delara. Sige, ito yung tanong ko.
Ay, sir, kala ko po yung ganun.
Hindi na nuts and bolts. Siyempre, nasagot na ni Lacasa, ni Miss Lacasa yan. So, yung question ko, ito, sige, yung mga indirect materials na adhesive, is it part of the inventoryable cost, product cost, o hindi?
Part po.
Part. Bakit kaya part siya?
Kasi po, sir, kadalasan po ang mga, based po yun sa nabasa ko before, kadalasan pong ang kasama po sa mga ina-inventory ay mga raw materials po ng produkto na ginagawa. Hindi ko lang po sure kung tama po yung nabasa.
Correct yan. Sige. Last thing.